to tell people that you're writing here with excitement to put you on the right track. Let's start this course action for now.
I suppose it started back in 2016. That was when I first felt the pull. You may think it rather young to get mixed up in all of this, but I was only about 5 or 6 years old. I was in between preschool and kindergarten. Over the past year, I had gotten really into mazes. Not like hedge mazes, nothing that grand, but the kind that you might find on the back of a cereal box. When I say gotten really into mazes, what I mean is that I was obsessed, and not with solving them. I began to draw them. I would make a maze, show it off, and then be done with it. But I slowly began to feel less and less satisfied with the assortment of lines I had worked so diligently to create, and had felt so proud of before. It felt like there would be something missing afterwards. I would go back to the drawing board and start anew, trying to fill the hole that was widening inside. I made larger mazes, more complicated mazes, but that hole I couldn't explain or identify just got wider. Then, in a moment of sudden clarity, I realized that the hole had nothing to do with how difficult a maze was to solve or how difficult it was to make. Each and every one of my mazes were missing personality. In the beginning, my art skills were lacking, to say the least. You could barely tell that what I was drawing were faces. Perhaps I was guided to draw my friends by something that whispers and lies into the ears of many. Perhaps I thought that they would get a kick out of seeing their faces drawn in maze form. Perhaps I knew what would happen when they did. Either way, they're gone now, off being chased through an ever-changing maze that has never differed from its original form by something that is not there, slowly going insane. Their absence only being noticed by those closest to them. Every time my mazes would consume another friend group, I would just move on. Sometimes to a new school, sometimes to a new city, sometimes to a new country. Never by my choice. During that time, I circled the globe many times. So often would I find myself alone, and yet never lonely. Perhaps because I was never truly alone. I would often listen to a podcast while drawing. It was usually a recording of strangers pretending to be people they weren't, have powers they never could, all serving various gods of random chance. That is to say, D&D. However, one day I saw something else show up on my feed. A quill in front of a green cassette tape and skull, all behind 3 words. The Magnus Archives. I hit play almost immediately. I do not know why or what compelled me to do so. I tore through the episodes, the kind of speed that allowed me to finish it in around 2 weeks. The show took over my life, consumed me and everything I was, and then spit me out on the other side, completely unrecognizable. The process of changing from it is not what it is to beholding was a painful one. Can you imagine? Your entire being is deceit, fed by the anguish of hundreds of people you called your friends, trapped in a maddening maze of lies, and then to be completely and utterly known. It was painful. More painful than you or I could possibly know. But that pain showed me that the spiral was lying to me as much as I was to those I had trapped. The pain purged me of its lies, and the I filled the hole. Now all of me that was pretending to truly be a part of me is instead watching and feeding me information. One such piece of information was given to me shortly after I changed. It was an address somewhere in Michigan. I set forth to the address immediately. It was a long flight, a significant drain on my bank account, but it was worth it, as I arrived and found the iris.
Most of us have gone through, actually think what you are going through.